Otter's unlikely love story, Pursuit of the Orange Cat.
Morning, the young man lifted the blanket and unexpectedly found a small otter hiding in his bed. The little creature yawned and crawled towards him, making cute sounds. It turned out that this otter had been raised by the young man for 2.5 years. The otter would often act cute and seek affection from its owner, while also showing signs of sleepiness, indicating it had a rough night. Despite its seemingly silly and cute expression, this otter was actually quite clingy. It would often transform into a whining creature, aiming to receive affection from its owner. Due to the young man's busy work schedule, he decided to adopt an orange cat to keep the otter company. However, to his surprise, the otter instantly fell in love with the cat and refused to let go, holding it tightly every day. Faced with this unexpected situation, the cat named Benna awkwardly tried to avoid it, but it seemed that Otter had inherited some special skills from its ancestors. Before long, he launched a strong offensive against the orange cat. Clearly, Benna wasn't ready to accept the otter's affections, so she warned the otter not to get too carried away, pointing out the presence of a photographer. However, the shameless otter paid no attention to these warnings and even planned to marry Benna someday. Wow, isn't this pure love obsession? Fortunately, the young man intervened in time, causing the otter to restrain itself a bit. However, its pursuit of Benna didn't stop, especially since the orange cat arrived in the house. The otter clung to the cat like a plaster, afraid that Benna would slip away from its hands. Faced with the otter's intense affection, Benna began to gradually avoid it and would often find a place to hide. The otter, desperate to see its beloved, would frantically search for the cat's presence throughout the room. It searched the living room but couldn't find the cat. He then ran upstairs to check, but the otter couldn't find its beloved, causing it to go into a frenzy. Famous emotional mentor MacArthur once said that when someone can influence your emotions, it means they have already occupied half of your heart. Love made this otter so humble. However, in the face of its crazy behavior, the orange cat simply watched from above silently. Although she felt pity for the otter's actions, the cat knew that this wasn't the kind of love she desired, and the otter's love put immense pressure on her. After searching several times with no results, the heartbroken otter started crying in front of its owner, but in that moment of raising its head, it finally spotted the orange cat perched high above. The otter became instantly excited at the sight of its beloved and cried, begging the cat to come back to its side. However, the otter's humility did not move the cat. Seeing that the cat still refused to come down, the otter became frantic. It kept making whining sounds and circling on the ground, wondering why the cat wouldn't accept it. Was it about to lose her forever? Will they eventually become a couple? Stay tuned for the next installment. Whimpering creature walked towards the young man, yawning as if still not fully awake, and then began to clean itself. It turns out this is a small otter that the young man found in the wild 2 years ago. Ever since he adopted it, the little otter has been warming the bed for its owner every day, acting as a natural little heater inside the blankets, ensuring that the owner sleeps soundly every night. Although having a warm companion is nice, this little fellow is a complete clingy creature. It constantly runs to the young man, seeking attention and acting cute. If no one pays attention to it, the little otter transforms into a whimpering monster, crying and shouting to get the owner's attention. Apart from being extremely clingy, the little creature is also famous for being a foodie. Even when it's eating, it hums and makes noises, resembling a child. In order to find a companion for the clingy little otter, the owner adopted an orange cat from outside. Unexpectedly, the otter, who had been single for 2.5 years, fell head over heels in love at first sight. Ever since the orange cat arrived at the house, the little otter no longer clings to the young man like before. Instead, it sticks to the cat every day, like a clingy plaster, and launches a crazy pursuit of the cat, even wanting to cuddle with it while sleeping. Faced with the otter's intense love, the orange cat found it somewhat difficult to accept and could only avoid it to politely reject its advances. Unable to find its beloved cat, the otter became distraught, running around the room in a frenzy, searching everywhere. It ran to the owner, whimpering and crying, hoping to get their attention. Meanwhile, the orange cat remained calm and watched everything from a high place. Although the otter's behavior touched the owner, the whimpering creature was not their ideal white cat prince in their heart. At that moment, the otter suddenly spotted the cat hiding in a high place, and its eyes lit up with excitement. It cried and begged for the cat to come back to its side. However, the cat remained indifferent to the otter's humble plea. Its cold attitude did not make the otter snap out of it. The otter anxiously paced on the ground, contemplating where it had gone wrong. Famous emotional mentor MacArthur once said that if someone doesn't accept your love, it's not your fault but rather the circumstances of the encounter. In the following days, the otter continued to pursue the orange cat as usual, usual, but the cat's attitude remained consistent and clear. Despite the otter whispering sweet words of love with its whimpering sounds every day, it seemed rather comical to the cat. Since being rejected by its beloved, the otter became melancholic all day long. It even lost its appetite for its favorite ham. Now, the image of the little orange cat filled its thoughts and dreams. The owner was also a bit puzzled by this, as they never expected the otter to be so devoted, just like themselves. In order to make the cat accept it, the otter decided to offer a gift of small fish. These delicious treats were usually hidden by the owner in the refrigerator, so the otter started searching everywhere in the freezer. Witnessing this scene, the orange cat became somewhat swayed. After all, encountering your other half with eyes full of love is not an easy thing. In the end, under the otter's persistent insistence, it successfully embraced the beloved cat. The otter cherished this hard-won happiness dearly. However, it seemed that the orange cat was still somewhat reluctant. The owner told the otter that there may be countless other cats outside, but only the otter was the one who truly loved them. The orange cat yawned, indicating its agreement. From that point on, they lived a happy and fulfilling life together. In conclusion, I wish all those who are still looking for their significant other to find their soulmate and live happily ever after.